Thanks for tuning into the Carry Handle podcast. Here's your host, Bryce and Kevin.
Welcome back to the Carry Handle podcast, the one and only. The only one, because at the time when I named this, there wasn't anything closely related. I'm Bryce, and with me, as always, is this gentleman right here, Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
I'm Kevin, and I'm always with Bryce, and I am well.
Kevin, you know, every time I do the intro for you, I feel like you're like, when I was younger, I went night diving. And on this night dive with my father...
And here comes the gay jokes. Okay, thanks, Bryce.
When I was night diving with my father...
Yep, it's
there was we had flashlights, and when we used our flashlights on this lobster, it would like freak out and go ah.
Okay,
and like a just like fear, like you know, deer in a headlight kind of thing. And when I hit record and I do the intro, Kevin is that lobster. You, Kevin, are a lobster, and I want you to think about that.
I'm surprised
while I roll the friends of the channel.
We want to take this time to thank friends of the channel who provided us 10% discount codes for our listeners. That's you, and we don't get kickbacks. First is Hammy 3D Prints. Thousands of products for firearm storage and other fun stuff, too. Code CarryHandle10. Eastern Shore Sling Company. Handmade rifle slings and custom sewing. Dog leashes, too. Code CarryHandle. 19 Charlie Tactical. Gunsmithing, Kydex holsters, thousands of dropship gun parts, accessories, tools, firearms. Code TheCarryHandle10. And lastly, I want to thank myself for all the scheduling and all the shenanigans I deal with daily. Thank you, Hannah.
Yes, thank you, Hannah. So, Kevin, how are you on this Sunday?
I'm lovely. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. Well, I would like to introduce, without further ado, Mike from Gideon Optics has returned. Hello, sir. How are you? Exactly.
Yeah.
You just mic drop, you know? It's like, hello.
Hello, everybody out there in internet land. It's me, Mike, your friend from Gideon.
Excellent. And then, Mike, just for a couple people that may not know, who are you and who is Gideon? And then we can talk about some other stuff.
Okay, Gideon Optics is more important than me, so we'll start there. Gideon Optics is a new upstart optics company that was founded in the fall of 2022. We had our first products come out in 2023, so we are now approaching the summer of 2026. We've been doing this about 3 years, which is kind of crazy because if you look at our website, World Wide Web, GideonOptics.com, if you look at our website, and you will see a lot of different products, mostly pistol dots. That's where we started, and I think that's where we're strongest. We have a 1x prism scope that I love called the Advocate. That's a really awesome 1x prism scope, and I'll talk your ear off about that if you let me. We have LPVOs, 1 to 6, a couple of 1 to 8s, a 1 to 10 that are really nice for the money. The 1 to 6 is amazing for the money. We are not the fanciest optics that you've ever seen. We do not have the glowing lights underneath the chassis and the spinning rims. We leave that to the guys like O-Sight and Holosun that have 7 different reticles that you can cycle through in your living room while Black Hawk Down plays on the TV for the 1,000th time. We're a little bit more just sort of you get what you pay for. If you know what you want and you value performance, you want something that won't break the bank and has a lifetime warranty, give us a look, and you'll find that our stuff does the job seriously. It's not cheap trash. It's not baby's first red dot. It's high quality stuff that does what we say it'll do, and it doesn't break the bank. So that is Gideon Optics. Gideon is my third optics company that I've worked for. I've been in and out of the gun industry since 2004. So over 2 decades now, so I'm old. But I have been in optics continuously since 2015. First with Primary Arms, then with Swamp Fox, now with Gideon. So this SHOT Show in January was my 11th year in a row going to SHOT for optics. And boy, have there been some changes. It's weird, man. Like everything seems the same, and then everything's different at the same time. That's a whole other conversation. Just how things have changed versus stayed the same at the trade shows and inside the industry.
Well, how quick or has there been an increase in turnaround time in terms of things being talked about versus it being like I can buy it at a distributor?
Yeah, I think in general, yes, there's been that's improved because 10 years ago, you would have some big announcement. Magpul would make a big announcement, or Remington, or Beretta, one of the big boys would make a big announcement. Coming soon, it's the cool new thing you have to have, or else you're a poor. And then like 9 months would
The
go
FPC.
by. Yeah, and it
Or
was multiple
FPG
things.
or whatever.
It was
Yeah.
everything, and a whole year would go by, and like by the time the next SHOT Show rolled around, you actually had some at your local gun store, and people
Yeah.
got really tired of that. And I think the people running those companies got tired of fielding emails all year long. Hey, when's that thing that you announced at SHOT Show coming out? Because I'm not buying anything until that comes out, so I'm sitting on my wallet,
Right.
not buying your current product that's for sale because the new thing is coming.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, wait a minute, we kind of screwed ourselves here a little bit. Like our current product is not selling that great because we promised everybody a new thing that we didn't actually have. So I
Yeah.
think they've gotten a lot better. Also, it used to be every new product was announced at SHOT, and that's not true anymore because you're fighting against all the other announcements. There's so much noise, and there's so much everybody's talking about their new stuff, and it's this big sort of competition of exposure. So a lot of companies, including big ones, will not announce anything at SHOT. They'll just kind of show up and do their thing and have their talks and everything. But then they'll announce something on a kind of off week, or some smaller trade show. They'll be like, hey, at TriggerCon or at GunCon or something, like
Or
some
in
regional thing.
December, like at
Right.
the
Yeah.
end of the year.
Yeah, we have a new thing, but when
It's
they
like,
do
what?
that, they're the only thing that's being talked about all week because nobody else
Exactly,
made
yeah.
the announcement, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then like as part of what I do for Gideon is marketing, and we talk about sales and stuff like that. We honestly don't run a giant Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. We didn't last year, and I have valid reasons for that. I kind of have this thing where I worked for other companies that would just burn down the house every Black Friday. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're training your customer to never actually pay real money for the product because they will wait all year for that
Yep.
35% to 40% sale, right? I'll wait till after Thanksgiving to spend 40% less on something that I don't really need, but I want it.
Yep.
And then so I'm going to wait until you've cut your profit completely to the bone.
Mhm.
And then at the same time, your advertisement is competing with advertisements not only in the gun world, but in everything else. So the opportunity cost is crazy. Like, do I buy a gun thing, or do I get a big screen TV, or do I get this for my gaming PC, or do I get an accessory for my car, or do I, like all that stuff's on sale because it's Black Friday. You're fighting against everybody in the whole world. Why did you
Yeah.
do that? Why? Because it's tradition? So, yeah, like I have opinions, obviously.
That's interesting. I will say, unless you have like a crippling gun addiction like I do, I don't consider buying literally anything else. I'm a terrible human being. That's all I think about.
Do you
buy
own a
other
bed frame?
things.
Do I
do you-
own a bed frame?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Did your wife buy it?
No, it was actually a gift. It was a we got a king size for a wedding gift, and we finally, when we moved into our new our townhome, we can actually use it. We're very happy about that.
You have TVs and coffee presses and stuff.
I do have TVs. That is true. Did I miss the point entirely?
Yeah.
I'm missing.
Peak
Oh, okay.
Gun Nut has a $4,000 staccato and no bed frame mattress right on the floor.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's dedicated.
Yeah. If you're
Yeah,
not there, you're
that's
not,
fair.
You're not dedicated.
Yeah, but I'm also married with a child. Like I have to.
yeah, but you're just using it as a
I
cop
have a
out.
vested interest
You're just
to keep
copping
them
out.
alive.
Cop out.
Or to
The-
cop out.
The,
All right,
real-
you know what?
the
You're
real
right.
gun
I'm not
enthusiasts
as
would feed them
dedicated.
would feed them rice and water.
Yes, they're single. They're still at home. It's very efficient.
They're not even at home. Sometimes they live in a van.
Oh no. This is fine. My staccato can sit in the front.
They travel for competition and competition.
Yep.
Dude, hey, seeing what those competition shooters make, it makes sense. Doesn't seem to be a viable platform like they used to make it look like when I was younger.
If I won
I
the
remember
lottery,
those,
if I won the lottery, I'd become a sponsored competition shooter and do it until the money ran out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Nice.
remember I was a kid when they had like 3-gun TV and stuff like that. Watching the shootouts, there were like $100,000 shoot-offs and stuff like. But then it's like these guys are just insurance, or like they sell insurance or something on the side, or they're, I don't know, like real
Hello.
estate people.
Do you have Colonial Pen? Do you want Colonial Pen? Watch me shoot this $5,000 pistol at this event.
That was utterly, like, that utterly shattered me when I was a kid. It was like, oh, this trainer that I used to like idolize doesn't do this full time. He just sells like a house. I'm like, no. It was such a sobering moment. But then, because I always like looked up to like guys like Tom Givens, and he's like retired cop, and then he does professional training. He had a facility in Memphis for however long.
Yep, decades.
And decades. Finally moved to this, and so I think of trainers like Clint Smith and the guys that are doing it forever. Like I put them on a different level.
So
And then
do
I'm
I.
not saying there aren't people that also sell insurance or something that can't kick my ass in terms of shooting or Brazilian jiu-jitsu or whatever, but like it was a little bit of a bummer that it was like, oh, I thought this is all you did. But I don't know why that came up. But I've been shooting more lately, so the training has been on my mind as of late. Kevin actually went shooting today. What have you been?
This is factual. Yes.
This
Yes,
is
I did.
factual. You said you were going to start implementing more productive shooting into your pistol shooting. What have you been doing?
Well, today was kind of a crapshoot because I just wanted to get through I got through 250. I wanted to get through the 88 to have a well-rounded opinion. Of
Are
my
you only
Springfield.
shooting optics right now? No guns with irons?
Yeah, I don't have any guns. I haven't shot any guns with the irons. Of late.
That's my kind of guy right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I have,
Oh.
so we have guns at work that that don't have optics and stuff on them. So I have been shooting irons out of necessity.
You absolute blasphemy bastard.
I know, and I also cleaned the TRP, and I forgot to tell you about that.
You
There's been a lot of things that have happened.
know,
In the
I
last-
need to grab a beverage.
Kevin's like, this is the equivalent to him fainting on a couch. Like, oh my heavens. The joke is I don't ever clean guns, ever.
No,
Pretty much right there with you.
Oh God, don't
Yeah.
encourage him, Mike.
No, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it at all. And we just went to the NRA show, which was here in Houston, where I live, so it was local to me. And I was like, this is cool because obviously I have our optics on all my private stuff, and I'm like, well, since it's here in Houston, you guys don't need to like fly with a bunch of guns. I'll just pull firing pins out of my collection and I'll bring all my toys, and then my personal toys can be the booth guns, including my NFA
That's actually
stuff, because
really cool.
That's a
because
good idea.
I don't need to cross state lines. So like I brought my MP5 and I brought my SBR Krinkov and I brought my all kinds of my NFA
awesome.
stuff that's on my trust. And my precision AR that's a 20-inch barrel, and my Remington 700, it's got the new 5-25 on it, blah blah blah, which is coming out next. That's not a thing yet, but I brought all these cool personal guns, and then like watched people wipe their hands all weekend long after handling my filthy guns that I don't clean because they actually got shot. And all the other guns, all the other booth guns are like pristine. They're like booth queens. They're oiled and and slicked up, and they're never shot, right? They go from booth to booth to booth, so they're basically
I feel
unfired
like
guns that get finger fondled by everybody.
I feel like if I
I
was at
put
a show,
grease
that would
on like
be
1,000 people's hands over the weekend, and I'm like,
that would be more
well,
of a selling point though.
at
I think
least
that's
we
funny.
shoot our stuff. Like, at least I'm out there putting rounds down through these guns, and it's not all for show.
You missed an
Yeah.
opportunity, Mike. You should have bought like a box of those shop towels. You pull up one, and then had the box there
Yeah,
with no
right.
explanation, and people were like, "What the hell?" And then they touch your gun, and then they like, "Oh,
Yeah. We need like some Gideon branded shop towels with a black Gideon on a gold towel. There's a complimentary towel for you since you handled my MP5. Sorry, roller guns are dirty.
yeah." But I think that's way better because then they can look at the option and okay, the gun's been shot, and
Yeah,
it's still
yeah. We're a bunch. So there's a joke about SHOT Show, right? There's a joke about SHOT Show that there are two kinds of. Have you guys ever been? You've been to SHOT?
yeah. Last year was our first
all
year.
right. So tell me if this hits the mark for you or not. This is going to be an A zone hit, I hope. So there are two kinds of people you meet at SHOT Show. There are businessmen desperately trying to learn about guns, and there are gun nuts desperately trying to learn about business.
Yep.
Yup. Okay,
That's
so
pretty good.
guess which one I am? The guy that pulled firing pins out of all his own collection to bring them to the convention. Like, yeah, we know which one I am. I am the gun nut who
Businessman.
loves to shoot,
Or
and
no,
I
the gun-
just
the gun
happened. I'm
nut.
like, please tell me about the business part of this. Are we supposed to make money doing this or what?
Make money
Yeah,
on what? I'm here for fun, man.
right.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, it's
so
true.
in terms of working for an optics company, do you find yourself? I mean, how much reference do you, or how much inspiration or how much testing against like other companies do you do, like directly? Are you trying out other products consistently, or are you just internally developing your own stuff?
So that's a really good question. So we need to know where we are versus the other guys. Are we ahead? Are we behind? Where are we in the pecking order, right? And then there's a question of where do I think we are in the pecking order versus where does our customer think we are in the pecking order? Because if those two things are not the same, I've got a problem, right?
Right.
So so here's the part where I'm like going to be totally bluntly honest, and your audience will either believe me or not, and take it or leave it. But I think that we generally are like one step behind Holosun, just a step behind, usually in emitters and battery life. Their battery life's a little bit better. Their emitters are a little bit better. They have some of the best emitters in the world. They have like unlimited research and development money, and we are trying our best to get the best emitters we can, make them as daylight bright as we possibly can, make the batteries last as good as we possibly can. And we're just like, we're like 6 months to a year behind them on emitters, right? But everything else, we're like really, really, really close. So we're like 90 something percent of a Holosun in like the pistol dot world, but we cost less. So that's the lure is, if you don't need all the bells and whistles and the solar panels and the all the 7 different reticles and all that stuff. You just want a green dot that's going to work, and you're going to swap out the battery once a year because you don't really trust the batteries. It's what I tell people anyway. Then you can save some money by doing one of ours, and you won't be sorry, right? So that's what I think. Now, if my core customer, if I go posting on Instagram and Facebook and X and all those places, and I'm like, hey, it's the new Gideon, whatever, and it's ready for concealed carry, and the customer's like, so like, can I put this on my kid's 1022 or will it break? I've got a messaging problem. Does that make sense? Because my perception of where we are compared to everybody else is not meeting the customer's perception of where we are versus everybody else. So that's something that I try to keep my eyes open on. As far as research and development and working on new products, if you're not already working on the next thing, you're falling behind. Everybody's already working on the next thing, and the pace of development is nuts right now. It's never been like this. It's only increasing and getting faster. And we don't really know what the other companies are working on, because they're not going to tell us, we're not going to tell them. And so, you know, sometimes there's something that we're working on that we think is a breakthrough product that's going to be really cool, that I think is going to be a home run, and then I see another company come out with something really similar, either right before or right after we did ours, and it's kind of like, where are we in that pecking order, right? But we didn't know they were doing it. Like, I'm just gonna blurt it out. So like right now, our next product launch is called the Valor. We were talking, Kevin, we were talking about the Valor Mini earlier. We got the Mini, but we don't have the big one, right? It's Valor Mini. Where's Valor not Mini? So Valor is basically like that Valor Mini that's on our website. It's fully enclosed, but instead of being on the RMSC footprint, it's on the RMR footprint. So it's bigger,
Oh,
bigger window. It's on RMR. It's super tough, really clean glass, super bright, and importantly, it uses regular screws that you can just go right in from the top, and they go to 15 inch pounds. You use your thread locker, and you're
Very
good.
nice.
Because like Trigicon has their $1,000 fully enclosed, but you have the capstan system, which they patented,
Yeah.
where you got to put a stick in the side and then turn the stick. And we didn't want to do that, so the Valor was kind of delayed for a while they figured out how to make it work with regular screws, and also because the aspherical lenses are hard to make, and they had to figure that out. So it's gonna be our next launch. I'm super excited about it. Vortex has now got a fully enclosed that looks really similar. Batteries hanging off the side, similar. I'm like, duh,
Yeah.
So like, well, that sucks because Vortex is a giant household brand name. For everybody that's heard of Gideon, there's 100 guys that have heard of Vortex. So I know
Well,
they're coming
even
out with
for their
that.
size, though, they just came out with emitters that like work.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Vortex
I
doesn't
would
have
say,
the best track record so far
The
making.
emitter game is hard, and if I won the
Yeah.
lottery, tomorrow, and I had, I don't know, like $500,000 in seed money, maybe $1 million to just blow, I would start a U.S. made emitter company, because did you know that you cannot buy a U.S. made emitter?
Wow.
no, I did
I
not.
did
They're
not.
made in here. No. Yeah, there's nobody making emitters inside the U.S. They're all in Asia, all of them. And then there's Aimpoint, which is their own thing. But there's
Yeah.
Aimpoint, and then there's Asia. And gosh, it would
Is
be
it at least
nice.
like Taiwan?
I have there's a company that I talked to in Taiwan that makes pretty good emitters.
All
Long
right.
Perm.
Well,
Yeah, they're really nice.
at least it's a friendly.
They're really nice people, and and they're very proud to be the good non-commie Chinese. They're very, very, very nationalistic people. I
God
enjoy
bless.
chatting with them. Yeah. So it's but anyway, like I wish we could. It would be neat to get America invested in the emitter game, but that's going to take someone with a lot deeper pockets than we have.
Yeah.
Is it just money then? I mean, where are the materials coming from? Is there like a region that makes it a little bit more convenient because they're in Asia?
I honestly, it's all shell games, man. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even
Interesting.
tell you. I haven't figured it out yet.
Interesting.
I'm interested, but I have not solved that problem yet. I haven't solved that puzzle.
Man,
Where do the raw
I'm-
materials come from?
Yeah, that's fair.
How do you buy this stuff in bulk for cheap and then turn it into a
Well,
commodity?
Comes from that continent,
But like, emitters are everywhere. Like, I'm looking at my computer monitor right now, and there's emitters in the corner of there's an LED emitter telling me my computer monitor's on. There's LED emitters in my keyboard. There's one in my mouse to
Yeah.
tell me the mouse is powered up. None of that stuff's made here. I don't know. It's something that I mull over sometimes, but anyway, yeah. So we do the best we can, trying to develop cool new stuff that we think is cool, and we hope that the customer will think it's cool. And then one of the ways that we sort of validate that is that if you come to one of the conventions that we go to, like we just went to NRA, what I was talking about, we'll bring prototype stuff out, and I'll even show it to people on podcasts like this, and it'll be prototypey stuff, and I'm like, would you spend money on this? Is this a good idea? And and if people say, take my money now, can I buy the prototype out of the booth? I'll give you $1,000 right now for this prototype, which has happened. Then I'm like, okay,
Have you
that
sold a prototype yet?
no, I won't.
Damn.
Yeah, nah, you don't want those. But like people have offered, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good product.
Bryce wants them.
If we have a prototype at the booth and people give me all the same feedback of, yeah, this is okay, but only if you could do ... Like, I wish it was ... Then we're like, okay, we need to iterate more. Maybe we can do the thing they want. Maybe it can't be done. Maybe this isn't ready. So like we kind of crowdsource reaction that way, and we kind of show our hand in person a little bit that way to people that come and visit us and know us. And but we don't really know. I don't know what Vortex or HoloSun is working on right now. I know what we're working on. Will it come out at roughly the same time? Will we have vastly different ideas? Like we did Mediator XL, which was our idea, and like it's kind of the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And I hope that people like it, but nobody else. I don't think anybody else is working on it because everybody's doing small and light stuff. We wanted a rifle dot with a bigger window than an EOTech. So maybe this giant chunky 12-ounce rifle dot, it's like double the weight of an Aimpoint Micro, but it's got a massive window. So if you want a giant window because you're a night vision guy, or for other reasons, you just want the fastest thing possible, and you don't really care that it's a little bulky and it weighs a little bit more, then it's awesome. If you're one of those ounces equals pounds, pounds equals pain kind of guys, it's not for you. Nobody else has really done something like that, but we think it's cool. I think it's super neat.
I think that is really cool.
I just thought of a really interesting.
I do quite like that optic.
I just thought of a really interesting analogy in light of recent news. So, the optics world is kind of like the airline world. You have all these different airlines, and I feel like Gideon is.
I think what you're saying is everybody has good spirit.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I feel like Gideon is like spirit, like in a good sense, like.
Damn, harsh crowd. Jeez.
God bless.
Can I finish my thought, you absolute goobers?
I want to hear the rest of this. How do you make this work?
Spirit just flew people at the cheapest
the
possible
one that
way.
just went out of business, right? The one that
because they were doing it as cheap as humanly possible. But because they were doing it so cheap, they were forcing other airliners to lower their prices as well. So I feel like Gideon provides a quality optic for less money than competitors, forcing competitors to either lower their price or just
ideally not going out of business.
Yeah,
though.
I said that in a positive light. You absolute ass.
Yeah, you never want to be. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because Kevin led us down this path. It's your fault.
Fucking Kevin.
I take all the blame.
You never ever want to be the cheapest option in any market ever. You just don't. So like
never go full retard.
You never go that cheap. So like okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna instead of making this about Gideon, I'm gonna make it about somebody else.
Perfect.
You usually don't hear me say other brands. Like I don't talk bad about other brands. I don't disparage other brands, and I'm not going to disparage them here. You're just going to have to ride with me for a second here. Osight makes a good little pistol dot. It's a quality product. They have some neat, innovative features that I'm a little bit jealous of. There's some things that I'm not really sure about, like not having a removable battery but having a rechargeable battery that you just put like the hood over the dot and then it recharges with the hood over it, and it it's like a wireless recharger for your phone. Super cool, right? Until my phone, it gets to be 3 years old and that internal battery doesn't hold the charge anymore, and then I have to turn in my phone for the new iPhone because it stopped charging. Now what happens when oh man, I just charged my my red dot, but it went out again. Like, wow, it's not holding a charge anymore. Now what, right? So like I don't know that anybody's really asking those questions of them, but they're not afraid to innovate, and they're not afraid to do cool features that nobody else has. Good for them.
I didn't think about that.
Uh-huh. But the
I've
problem
recommended
is,
that to Kevin, actually. I'm sorry, Kevin.
it'll be great for the first 3 years.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't believe it.
The problem is that O-Site's core customer is the cheapest guy possible because he's used to buying a flashlight for $50 with O-Light on it. And they drag that
Yeah.
customer over from O-Light to O-Site. So I'm looking, like I said, I like to keep my thumb on what the other companies are doing. I want
They
to know
don't
what's going on.
seem
with
to
them.
be
I
the
think
same company, though.
I think I
Like,
kind of
they
see where you're going with that.
fundamentally, which is kind of a shame, though, because
It's-
O-Site seems a little bit more, I wouldn't say one isn't
Well, it's
competent,
like
but one seems
going,
more...
It's like more in the planned obsolescence. It's just a quicker obsolescence
Site's
plan.
trying to position themselves as being more upscale, and their optics cost about the
Yeah.
same as ours. It's in the 200s,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a quality product for probably, $200 to $300, somewhere in there, depending on the options. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is fair. You know how I was talking about if there's a delta between my opinion of my company and the customer's opinion of my company, I have a problem. That's a problem that O-Site has because like they're presenting really well, their product's
Yeah.
great, they're doing great. And then if you look at the comments section, it's 1,000 guys going, well, it'd be a hell of a lot better if it was $75. I don't want no scope that
Yep.
costs more than a tank of gas in
Yeah.
my pickup truck, boy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that's tough.
It's hard
look
to
what they've done
scale
to
out of that
themselves.
clientele.
Right. They were the cheapest thing, and they attracted the cheapest thing customer, and now their cheapest thing customer is mad at them for not being the cheapest thing anymore.
All right.
And those people are freaking miserable.
You got me. I'll
You know
just
what's
buy
crazy
personnel.
is Kimber just went through this. When they with their 2311 or their
Yeah.
220, Jesus, not 23, not 6. The
2311?
2K11. Now
Whatever.
it's
They're all
like a
2011s.
staple.
Yeah.
It's a staple competition gun. But on its launch, everybody was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Who is buying this from you?" And then like people that shoot a lot seem to like it, and they didn't seem to break, which is kind of cool. Especially since Kimber was not very good for a very, very long time. They got sigged. They got really good and sigged. But
I wish
that's
the
maybe
Kimber
for
guys
later.
are the best.
Yeah, I feel like the
Yeah.
community is very, very harsh
it is.
one way or another.
People with
Hey,
no
but
skin in the game
got
get to be
their-
harsh.
They got their credit. People seem to like them more. I mean, I have a Kimber from 99. I'm already invested, all right? I liked them before, but
I've got an
I
old
like Warriors.
I've got an old Desert Warrior from GWAT that still runs. I figured out the secret
yeah.
to running at 100% is to put a can on the end. It runs great with the silencer. It's an amazing silencer host.
Nice.
All
I've-
the back pressure helps. The booster
There
makes
you go.
it reliable. I love it.
It's a great silencer host. What's not to like?
Damn, maybe I should do that.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like the parts don't know what name is stamped on the side. It's like that whole AR-15. There are only 5
Yeah.
forges, bro thing.
Yeah.
7075 is 7075. Type 3 anodizing is Type 3 anodizing.
Yeah.
And either the holes are in the right place or they aren't. It doesn't know that it says Noveski or Anderson on the side. It doesn't know. It only knows if it's in spec or not.
I will say that 1911s can be a little bit more finicky than an
Oh, yeah.
AR-15.
Finicky? Have you had experience with a finicky?
Shut up,
1911?
Kevin.
I'm,
Nobody
just,
asked you.
I'm curious that you say that.
I may have had a bit of an experience with a 1911 recently.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Potentially.
Potential. Allegedly.
Allegedly. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
In
For research
Minecraft.
purposes.
Yes, but of course.
Allegedly in
It's-
Minecraft for research
I
purposes.
equate this fucking
Okay.
gun to like my kid. It's like he's super cute and adorable and you want to give him a hug and love on him, but he's like, no, does not want that at all. Like a cat, you
Well,
can't
you-
love on him too much.
You hug the gun?
No, I'm just saying, like, I want to love this gun, but it will not let me. It's like, no, you know what? This is too much. I don't like the commitment.
What's it doing, Bryce?
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's
tell
not,
us.
it's like the thumb safety wasn't really fit. So there was like, you had to like shove it. It just didn't work very well. So I had to like fit it. I have jigs and stuff to fit thumb safeties, so it's not like a big deal, but it's a bit of a bummer. It's like $2,000 and it's like, so much. Oh, and the grip safety was like a drop in. Trigger's very heavy.
Ugh.
Yeah, the AOS plate hasn't been the most great to me.
I'm nervous of that happening to me. So.
However, I will say the gun has worked. Like it's fed, like it's had a fair diet of HSTs and some gold dots. I had a fair bit of that left over from my previous bad financial decision, but I shot a good bit of defensive ammo out of it. There we go, English, and I'm a little over 1,100 rounds. So we're doing okay. I'm happy about that.
I'm like 500 rounds right behind you.
Now, that's a second optic because the first one may have been killed.
Yeah, what happened? Wait. That that optic
The AOS came loose and may have caused some whiplash that killed my fucking SRO, which also may or may not have been causing stoppages in the gun.
Wouldn't have happened if it was the Gideon optic.
It's like,
that's right.
It's kind of funny because it's like this.
It's okay, Bryce. Not everyone can afford a Gideon.
Yeah, they're pretty high. I'm changing my opinion. They're pretty high quality, to be honest.
They really are. They really. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
SROs are for the poor.
Nothing against Trigicon. They make an amazing product. I love you, Trigicon. You guys are awesome. Buy as many Trigicons as you want. They are really, really excellent. When you want something that's $200 and just works, come to me.
Sometime between now and next SHOT Show, I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says Gideon Optics, and it's like SRO for the poors.
Yeah, the SRO we have at home.
Yeah, the SRO we have at home that works.
Yeah. Well, it's back at it's at Trigicon right now.
They'll take care of you.
We'll see.
They'll take care of you.
We'll see if I get that back within the next 2 months, maybe.
Yeah, they'll just throw it in the trash and give you a new one.
We'll see. That thing was pretty. I keep saying, like, people are like, "Oh, SROs have been breaking all the time." I'm like, I don't know, man. That thing was beat the fuck up. Like, I really ran that thing through.
I was just gonna say, I feel like you're doing slight disservice because you bought it clopped out. And you clopped it out.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to
and then I treated it way worse.
When my striker control device failed me, and then you casually say,
and I was "Oh yeah, it has like 50,000 rounds."
Yeah,
it was like 30,000 rounds or something.
Like
I had taken it from my Glock and I put it on yours because I was like, well, I'm probably done shooting this.
Never taking any of your other parts from you again. Well, they're all on the verge of breaking.
So like if I still have it, it's because I'm using it all the time. Like if I don't like it, I don't have it. It's like I'm not going to waste my time. I've wasted my time before, and I have a short attention span, so I get irritated.
You can't go wrong with the SRO. And Trigicon does an excellent job, but like, first of all, they don't even know my name, so. I'm a nobody to them. But it's not the same core customer. That's why.
No,
I'm no threat to them. But they do a fantastic job. Their stuff's used worldwide. They'll take care of you. But if I used to have a saying, like I haven't had to say this in a while, but if your favorite gun has never jammed, you have not shot it enough.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That is very true.
I've jammed everything. I've short-stroked pump action shotguns. I have jammed up 8mm Mauser bolt actions. I have induced stoppages on all kinds of stuff. I know the immediate action drill on all kinds of firearms because I've just shot so much stuff for the last 25 years every weekend. And so you get these guys on Facebook that are like, "Oh, I've had it for 5 years and never had a jam." And I'm like, "Yeah, all
how many
2 boxes of ammo.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Sat in the sock drawer, And that being said, I will shill for us and say that our stuff is made for people who actually shoot. We are not building sock drawer optics. We have some guys who in the instructor world who are using our stuff and have it on some pretty high round count instructor guns that get action every weekend. We have some indoor ranges that have got it on, range rental guns that are really popular, that people are mag dumping through range rental guns all day, every day. And
Yeah.
so, we have a pretty good idea of how tough the stuff really is and what the failure points are. And there's failure points to everything. There's failure points to everything, and apparently you found some with that SRO, but they'll take care of you. They know what they're doing. Just we have to do the best we can with what we have. Train hard and yeah, clean your stuff once in a while, said the guy who never cleans his stuff.
Thank you, Mike, for telling
Gee
people to
whiz.
clean their stuff
I've only
once in
I've
a
only
while.
ever
Dude,
I've
okay.
only ever done that because I've had to. Like, I had to take pictures of that. I was going to ask you about that echelon,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
People in podcast land that are not seeing the video right now, I'm holding up my echelon, which I ran at TACCon this year. And I just made a video, a YouTube video about one of the blocks that I took at TACCon, and I mentioned that I hadn't cleaned it. So look at that. It's
Ew,
absolutely dry and
Gary.
filthy, right? And it's been rained on. And like nothing about this gun is clean. And I'm so lazy. Like, it needs to be clean. It deserves to be clean. Look at my freaking fingers. Look,
Those
it's
are the
disgusting,
fingers of a
right?
real
But it
shooter.
still works 100%. I went and shot it on that video. Cold performance on demand. Whatever was going to happen was going to get video. I'm not one of those guys that shoots through 500 rounds and then I show you that one time when the planets aligned and I got a 1 second draw to first shot. That ain't me. I've got like a draw to first shot of like 2.4 seconds at 10 yards on that video. It's pathetic. But that's what happened. That's the reality of it, right? And this stupid little echelon just continues to run and work, and it's really won me over. It did great at TACCon. It did great on the YouTube. I've carried it. It's been a nightstand gun. It deserves to be cleaned. Why have I not cleaned this gun? It deserves better than I'm treating it. I'm abusing this poor thing. And yes, I really like it. It's really won me over. An echelon is basically like it's very much like a Gen 6 Glock. It's like a Gen 5 Glock with all the stuff I hate about Glock already fixed. Does that make sense?
The only thing I thought when I shot one was it was a little bit peppier than I was expecting for the size gun it is. It felt like it was energetic.
I have that complaint about actually my carry gun. This is my primary carry gun, Walther PDP Compact. Little bit
I've heard
more
that.
flippy than I would
Yeah.
want it to be, but
Yeah.
for a defensive gun, I'm not shooting jailhouse splits anyway.
Right.
So
No,
I'm
I
not
get it.
gonna burn down some guy at the Taco Bell
Yeah.
with .2 splits. That's not the plan.
That's kind of like with me. I carry an M&P 2.0 compact.
Yeah, great gun.
And I like the thumb safeties, so I switched to the first gen thumb safeties and did some modification. Great, love it. I have noticed even in high speed, it has considerably more recoil, but it doesn't bother me.
If you're tracking your sights, you're getting A-zone hits. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares how flat you shoot if you're
the
getting your hits?
cadence. I used to care, and we talked about this recently before, but like how we approached our training and our practice previously to now, like in our carry guns and what we're buying and how we're practicing. I've been shooting a lot more, and I've been trying to prioritize different performance standards, if you will. Ideally, I'm remembering my shot timer when I do this, but sometimes I don't. But I've been shooting, I've been shooting a lot at 25. And I've been trying to do not necessarily group shooting because I keep forgetting to print out like B8s, but I'm trying to aim for,
you're trying to hold a group
inches
of some kind.
Yeah, hold a group exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then I'm trying to do varied distances, so I'm not just spending all of my time at 25 because I definitely start noticing I start shooting the gun differently when I'm back at 25 versus when I'm like at 7.
Well, you better.
Well, it's
Yeah, right.
anything 7 up to 15, you're probably very confident. Just
Well, I shoot, and it's interesting. So I'll go to 7 yards, and I'll try to do because I like my one of my favorite drills in the world is dot torture. I love now it is a ammunition investment. It's 50 rounds every time you fucking go through it. So it's like it's a chunk. And if you fuck up like a third of the way through, it's like, God damn it, do I want to start this all over
Yeah.
again? Like, ugh.
Number
Especially if you
8
don't
is my
have your
nemesis.
boxes. Yeah.
I do great 1 through 7, and then I hit that left-hander, and nope,
Yeah.
yanked it. Never
Yeah.
mind. We're not
What's
not putting this one in the
crazy is-
refrigerator.
It's funny because even the reload ones, like I get the reload. I'm feeling a little bit spicier than maybe you should, and then my reload goes high, and I go high again, and then it was interesting because I started noticing my cadence of fire started walking up the target, and I realized it was because I was watching my dot just like go up, 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 and I was like, why the fuck am I shooting so high? Why? It's like I could see the impacts go up, 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 and I'm like, holy shit! It's like a seatbelt. I'm like,
You
oh,
had a sight picture, but the sight picture was not superimposed on the thing that
Yeah.
you were intending to hit. Like, I can
Yeah,
see
and
my
I
sights.
started-
Let's go.
yeah.
Well, it was crazy because like even as I was watching the gun, I'd be mid string, and I could see the dot being high, and I'm just gonna send it. It's like, well, why would you do this? Why are you doing this, brain?
Dude, I'm the
But-
same way. When I shoot fast, when I shoot too fast, and I outrun my sights on the dot, I shoot
Yeah.
high right. And I don't
Okay.
really know
Yeah.
why. I'm not really I don't know if I can self-diagnose what's going on there, but I know high right means I outran my sights. I mean, maybe it's just extra pressure with a support hand. I don't know. But it's a little bit wild that it's consistent and repeatable enough that I'm like, oh yeah, you shot before the sight settled, didn't you? High right.
Interesting.
I think
Yeah.
it's so I have something similar, and I think it's like when I'm doing because I'll do doubles and I'll just try to watch my dot and kind of see how it tracks in the window.
Yeah.
And in doubles, I think if I interrupt it too early, like if I try to get a third in there, I think that's what that is for me.
Yeah.
Is
You're
I'm
like
coming down because
it's
you're
yeah,
breaking the
it's
shot with it on the way down.
yeah,
I do.
because if
Hard-
you like even
hard
on
to get the
dot torture,
cadence, too.
even on dot torture, the first transition is just a single. It's bang bang. And my second was like on 3 and then 4. And then on 4, I'm usually like a line burning. Cause like I'm cranking off the round a little too early before because I'm trying to which is crazy because that the whole drill, there's no time standard for it.
Yeah.
So like I'm artificially in my head creating some level of like urgency. Now I do prompt it from a timer.
Maybe that's
to
the
try to,
value of,
get a
value of
good
dot
draw.
torture.
Dude, it's fucked. It's hard. Like I used to be able to do a dot torture at 15 yards, but I also shot
Man.
all the fucking time.
Yeah, I need to. I
Now,
need to
I don't
print
think
out
I ever
the,
cleared
the
it,
right
though,
one. I
but
printed
I
out the
would-
wrong
I would-
one, so
I've done one and dropped one
Wow.
at 15. Yeah, I was very proud of that.
Yeah, that's no
but
joke.
for reference, I've only ever cleared the fast drill once, so that's as good as I ever got. And then I stopped shooting as much. But I'm
Good
trying
as
to
you
get
ever
back there.
were, but you were good once as you
Hey,
ever were.
I have been trying my hardest. To get back there, but my biggest problem is trying to figure out kind of getting back into shooting and training. And Mike, you test your products and you go to classes, and you're a great example of somebody that is using and practicing what they preach. What are you in your own personal shooting? Like, how are you approaching your practice? Like going from class to class?
Whew.
That's a
Wow,
good question.
great question, Bryce. Wow. Okay, so, oof, boy. Okay, so I might rustle Jimmy's here, but hey, it's a podcast, man. Like, if we're not gonna rustle Jimmy's, we're not gonna even try to rustle Jimmy's. Why are we even doing this?
There it is.
All right, so here comes some people. People might disagree with me on this, and you know what? That's okay. Reasonable people can disagree and still get along. So I like to document everything. I like to do everything on the timer. The timer makes it objective. The timer allows me to track data. The timer tells me where I actually am. So I'm a big timer guy, and I take a lot of video myself, usually because I'm making content. But even when I'm not making content, I've got hours probably of video of me doing draw to first shot in slow motion. How did I, how can I clean this up? Why did that one go wrong? Why did I present high that time? Right. So, um, I can watch myself on video, and I can learn a lot about what I'm doing. Now, so I think I'm a very self-aware shooter. Okay, I know where I am, and I even have some ideas about why I am there. But my ability to get better is limited until I take a class with someone who's better than I am, who's not just a better shooter, but who's an awesome instructor and who's a great observer. And then they watch me do the thing that I've seen me do 1,000 times. They watch it once and they go, "Hey, try this. Hey, you know what I want? You know what I want you to do? I want you to think about," and it's always some damn mental thing, right? Where it looks the same from the outside, but we're thinking about, I just want you to apply some more pinky pressure with your support hand. Looks exactly the same on video, right? But I thought about some little mental trick, and then all of a sudden, oh wow, look at that. They all stayed in the A zone, and I was shooting faster splits. Oh wow, that's really cool, right? And that's the magic of a good instructor. That's what you don't get by watching Grand Thumb on YouTube all the time. You think you know
Something
something about
clicks a little
shooting.
different.
You think you know something about
Yeah.
shooting because you got a YouTuber that you follow? You don't. And I try to say this in my videos, like, hey, I'm giving you a taste of what I learned at the thing, and I'm doing some demos based on what I was taught, and this is where I am with my shooting right now. But like, go out there and take a class and train, because nothing that you see on a screen makes you a better shooter
No.
unless you go out and practice it and you have help incorporating it. And that's why taking classes actually matters, and leaving the house matters. One of my biggest complaints about where we are as gun culture right now is that we are in a fundamentally unserious time where everyone is an expert and nobody leaves the house. And I've just about had enough of it. Everybody's got memes and reels and this extreme thing and that extreme thing, and we all make fun of the same stuff, and everybody knows this is great and this is trash. Who cares if you never leave the house? Why would I care what you think? Why would you care what I think when we're all just sitting at our computers all day? It doesn't matter. Your opinion's worthless. Go put rounds downrange on a timer and confirm where you are. What is your actual draw to first shot time at 7 yards from concealment? Now do it with Tom Givens standing behind you running a timer, because that's not nerve-wracking. Right? So I get these guys on my, I'll make a YouTube. We've got a small YouTube channel. Please watch my YouTubes and like and subscribe, because gee whiz, they're so good and nobody watches them. I think they're great, but like these guys,
Gideon Optics on YouTube.
Yeah, Gideon Optics on. You'll see in the comment section, these guys are like, well, I wouldn't have done it that way. I'm like, cool, make a video. And they never make a video. Show me your way.
Show me.
Well, I click on their account, zero content.
No, it's easier.
They started a YouTube account just to gripe at people.
Yeah, it's easier just to click on a keyboard than it is to actually do stuff in real life.
Get out of the house, So from my point of view, like, I'm not chasing a first, second draw to first shot. I'm not chasing a turbo pin. It's not my thing. I'm a very, very busy guy, and I have a lot going on. I mean, I'm doing research and development for Gideon. I'm doing podcasts. I'm doing our social media. I'm doing industry influencer communications and industry communications, and I'm talking with the factory on, hey, when can we get this thing made, and can we do it this way, and hey, we brainstormed the other day, what if we had optics that would blink when the battery was low, so your battery doesn't just conk out? Can we make that happen? Is there a way we can program that into the next generation of pistol dots, so if the voltage in the battery drops below like 2.2 volts, then it winks at you and tells you, hey, change the battery out, right? I'm brainstorming stuff like that. I'm trying to make that happen. I'm doing all that. I've got 2 kids in college at the same time. I've got a wife that I would kind of like to stay married to. I've got other hobbies. I do photography. I ride a motorcycle, right? This isn't my whole life. It kind of is my whole life, but I'm like, I try to have other stuff that I do. I'm trying to learn how to cook better so I don't eat out so much, so I'm not as fat. I'm hitting the gym a lot, trying to get rid of some pounds here, trying to work on my cardio. Just hit some PRs last week. Feel really good about it. I got all that going on. So like if I'm going to wrap my personality around my draw to first shot time or or some other weird autistic aspect of shooting, I'm only going to make myself miserable by ignoring a lot of other like really cool parts of my life in order to try to achieve this one thing that nobody else really cares about. Nobody cares if I'm a class B shooter or a class C shooter. Nobody cares, right? So to me, how do I judge my success? Well, can I protect my family? Can I protect myself? If I'm at the Houston gas station at 11:30 p.m. because oh man, the Challenger ran out of gas and I got something to do tomorrow. I don't want to fill it up tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and stop at that gas station at 11:30. And the guy comes up to me and he's giving me some talk about how he needs $20 for bus fare to visit his sick sister in Atlanta or whatever it is. And by the time I realize that I'm being robbed, he's inside my personal bubble and that stupid shoplifted gas station pocket knife comes out. All right, can I handle my business or am I full of crap? That's what I care about.
Yeah.
So when I train um I train for high accountability and high performance on demand. The only performance that matters is the performance on demand. I don't care how good I am when I'm warmed up and I've shot 200 rounds today, because that's not how that's going to go. I care how I am first rounds out of the holster. What did that look like? Did I get my hits? Did I get acceptable hits that are fight stopping hits that are legally defensible hits, right? Because like you see these guys and they're super fast and they shoot super flat and they've got the latest SIG GTO $3,500 thing.
Yeah.
And, they look so awesome. And like half the rounds are on paper, but in real life, the backstop is the bad guy's body. That's your entire backstop. You have an A zone in there where all the stuff that he can't live without is. That's your A zone. But the backstop is him. So if you can't deliver all your rounds inside, a silhouette target on a square range, I'm not super hopeful that you're going to do great in that gas station at 11:30, right? Performance on demand. So that's how I judge myself, and I judge myself harshly that way. Harsh.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, I think
Yeah.
there's
That's
a different layer to training when you start thinking about things more past just the shooting. It's like, okay, well, how do you keep this realistic and frame it for yourself and your own performance? And part of the training is knowing that maybe you shouldn't be going to the gas station at 11 o'clock or Walmart at whatever time. Because
it's
going to like a Tom
massive-
Gibbons,
Yeah.
it's like that's when all the class, like a good class will tell you, hey, that's basically when all the crime happens. Don't go then. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, but I feel like more to Mike's point, like, no matter how much you prepare, you want to be able to do it when you have to do it.
I totally agree. I was just adding another facet, which is to say, there's other things they teach that you
maybe
just
he
wouldn't
needed
get
gas
out
at
of a YouTube
11:30.
video.
We don't know.
Well, and if you do, like, keep your head out of your phone for a minute.
Yeah.
Look around.
Impossible. Impossible.
Yeah.
Now's not
do
the
not
time
want
to be on
to-
Facebook Messenger.
In fact, I
Yeah,
want to start a YouTube training.
Head just buried straight
head
down.
buried in my phone, making A-zone shots with my head buried in my phone.
I did a video
from the camera.
Yeah, I did a video a while back.
Yeah.
Some people got upset, and some people got upset with me, but I'm like, situational awareness is a thing. I did a video. I was on the Harley, so I'm dressed up like a biker. So I'm, got leather jacket on, and I look like a biker guy. And yeah, I get it. I'm not the most intimidating guy ever, but that's not the point here. So I look like a biker. The cell phone's on the bike. I pull up to Bucky's gas station, and there's a young lady who is on her phone while pumping gas with headphones on. And I walked up and literally touched her car and was within striking distance of her, and she had no idea I existed. And I got it on video and put it out there like, how much does this person look like food for any shark that happens to swim through this little aquarium of the Bucky's gas station?
Yep.
She has no idea. I could have just crawled right in her back seat. You know, she would have
Yeah.
no idea. So yeah, those things, if you're smart and you keep your head about you, hopefully you don't have to go to the gun. Hopefully, if I'm paying attention, I don't need a 1 second draw to first shot time because I saw trouble coming earlier. I made a decision to go to the gun earlier, and my 1.5 or 1.7 second draw to first shot is enough because I wasn't taken as by surprise. I hope, right? So these are things that we can discuss and debate, but I really like TatCon. I really like the Rangemaster people. I admire Tom Givens very much. I basically want to be Tom when I grow up. He's now 72, 73 years old and still clearly one of the most dangerous men in the room.
Nice.
If we go out to eat at a restaurant, I'll let Tom sit and face the door.
It's
if anything
it's how he
happens, I'll just,
sits and how he stands. It's like because just how he kind of like just sits. His existence. He's pretty much the guy, if you will.
The world is not a scary place to Tom. He has seen the elephant more
Yeah.
than once. You know?
He just seems more. He's more like irritated about it. He's like, ugh,
Yeah.
god damn it.
Well, this is going to be some paperwork.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
Some paperwork.
Yeah. So no, I admire Tom very much, and I'm very much a student of his perspective on things, and I think he would agree with some of the things that I said earlier about the accountability and the trying to keep it real, and not just chase trends. You know,
Yeah.
there's always the next trend. There's always the next piece of gear. You know, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. This is my 11th year at SHOT Show doing optics. The gear comes and goes. There's always the new thing that you have to buy or else you're poor. Next year it'll be something else. But like what sustains me in this business and what sustains me in my life is people. Without quality people, I'd be a very depressed person. The quality people that I see over and over again that I get to spend range time with and I get to talk about developing optics with and I get to talk about the gear with, and those people that's what keeps me going. And the people that I work with at Gideon are excellent people. There's very little tension behind the scenes in our company. We're all on the same page. We all have the same motivations. We all have the same priorities. There's not a lot of infighting that happens behind the scenes, which is really nice because I've been in other companies where that wasn't the case. You had people that were really opposed on which way they wanted the company to go, and it's not a fun time.
No.
And man, we just want to get quality optics into the hands of as many people as we can and build a brand name. It's that simple. So anyway, but I love TatCon, and I do like to train. I like to learn new stuff, and I like to see where I stack up. I hope I surprise some people. You know,
Well, I mean, I think it's refreshing to hear people that like brands are actually trying and shooting like they should.
Well, it's
And
refreshing.
they're
Yes.
like the people that are modeling, because people, I mean,
They're
there's
honest.
definitely brands have that or that use like very targeted ads, and it's like,
Well,
do you
know,
actually do any of this?
There's marketing, and then there's doing it yourself, showing people what can be done. And I appreciate the latter. Any jackass can pay for marketing out of deep pockets. And
I've
get the
seen those
highest
staccato ads.
Yeah, they can get the highest performed shooters, the highest performed this, the highest performed that. And you can't touch that. You're never going to be that. You know?
and yeah, and like, how do I say this? Those people are outliers. I know some of them. I'm very pleased to know some of them, but they are outliers. They have unusual lives. Some of them have unusual physical gifts. Some of them, and many of them are independently wealthy. You know, so like, um, it's a lot easier to be the kind of athlete that wins competitions and and shoot well enough to have a high degree of automaticity to where the gun's just being run on automatic and you're thinking about your transition from, moving left to moving right, and put your foot here, don't put your foot there. And that's what you're thinking about because the gun's just basically on autopilot, right? That
Yeah.
that level of automaticity comes with thousands of rounds downrange a month, and the time to do that. And some of those people, that's all they do. That's their profession. They've made it. They're good enough that's their thing, and they basically get paid to shoot. Good for them. I wish it was me, but it's not. Some of them are just, I know one guy who's in that category. I won't say who he is, but he works about 9 months a year, makes $250,000 a year, working 9 months a year, and then he takes the other few months off and just shoots 3 or 4 months in a row and just shoots and buys his ammo by the pallet. Good for him. Must be nice.
Yeah.
What a
now,
lovely existence.
right. But like he can sell, in terms of gun stuff, he can sell refrigerators to Eskimos because he's so good. But like when I do my stuff on YouTube, I'm like, here I am shooting this drill with iron sights, and here's my time. Here I am shooting this drill with my pistol dot, and here's my time. Oh wow, I was faster with the pistol dot. Maybe you will be too. Buy a Gideon pistol optic today because you'll be faster if you're like me. That's the whole thing. That's the level I'm at. Caleb Giddings, who's not the guy that I was just talking about, but Caleb, who works for Taurus, could show up and whoop my butt with an iron-sighted Taurus 6-shooter, and we all know it, no matter what gun I have, because he's Caleb freaking Giddings. You could give him any piece of hardware, including a Taurus revolver, and he's going to make it look like $1 million. And Taurus has done a much better job since he's come on board. They've made some changes, including hiring Caleb. And if you're sleeping on Taurus, don't, because they are on fire right now and hitting real home runs. But like that dude will
They're actually
outshoot me.
interesting.
That dude will outshoot me with a frickin' iron-sighted 6-shooter, and I know it. So, does that mean that iron-sighted 6-shooters are the best guns and the best hardware? I don't think so. Not for me, at least. I even have a dot on my revolver. One of them, at least.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, So like, it's all relative, dudes. It's all relative, and like, don't take the word of someone who's an outlier like that, and who performs at that level, and then they're going to sell you a piece of hardware. Yeah, it's like Forrest Gump going, "Well, I used this ping pong paddle when I won the ping pong championship." Was it really the ping pong paddle, or was it Forrest Gump?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who actually gets the credit here?
Yeah. But every time I go out to my local gun range, I always kind of spot, because it's first come, first serve. It's a bunch of bays, so you have to kind of walk up and down the line and try and find an empty bay. I had to do that today, funny enough. And, I kind of get a feel of like what people are doing and what their level's at. And I'm like, maybe I'm not as bad as I think I am.
Oh yeah.
And to that end, I do want to give a special shout out to a person who may or may not listen to this podcast. He gave me his bay. He waved me over and he said, "Hey, I'm almost done with my string. You can come over and use my bay." And I was like, awesome. His name is Trevor. And if he's listening to this, I do the Carry Handle podcast, the podcast I told you to listen to.
Thanks, Trevor. You're awesome.
You are awesome.
Did you tell him this reference won't come out for like 2 or 3 weeks?
It'll come out when it comes out.
Actually, I think it might be 3 now.
I didn't tell him I was referencing him at all. I just had a nice interaction with the lad.
Wait, so you're just hoping that he's still listening by the time this actually comes out?
We'll see.
Could happen. It could happen.
It would be a really funny thing if he is.
Well, you know what, Kevin? I really hope that works out.
I told him about the podcast, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty cool dudes.
You're a lot more personable than I am, though.
Yeah, I don't
think-
look like I'm trying to kill everybody.
I
all
don't
the
look
time.
like that. What?
Bryce, you're looking like
That's
you're trying
so-
to kill me right now.
I am a very I'm
I'm
just
on
Do
the
I
saying
need
I
to
don't
pull
talk
up-
about
this.
Do I need to pull up the Vegas sign picture?
I am not. I'm sorry. I'm not like, I don't know, talkative.
No,
You talk to everybody.
I'm no. He was a really cool dude. He was like, "Hey, I'm almost done. I see you like here."
No,
And then
I'm not saying it's a
I-
bad thing. I'm
I
just saying
paid
you're
it
a lot more
forward.
personable.
Someone came up to me thinking that we were together because he was like cleaning all of his ammo up. He's like, "Hey, when you guys were done, can I take the bay?" And we're like, "Oh." And the guy walked off, and he looked at me. He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I don't know either." But when that was done, I waved the guy over so he can take my bay.
There you go.
Paying it forward. Always pay kindness forward. Makes the world a better place.
When I was first getting into firearms, which was a quarter century ago now, I started out with janky stuff, man. Like, we are in a golden age of firearms quality for the money right now. Like, the value is
Absolutely.
higher than
yeah.
it's ever been, So like back in the day, I'm talking pre 9/11 days, the late 90s, there was Glock, there was Smith and Wesson, the old third gens. The Sigma had just come out, which was like a Glock but made by Smith and Wesson. That was my first gun ever. Yeah.
Was that
because I-
before or after the suit?
mine was just before the suit. Yeah. So
God
it was like
bless.
brand new thing, and
An
like
actual Glock.
like the barrel will
No,
interchange,
it
right?
was
Literally
no,
a Glock.
It was
yeah.
a Smith and Wesson.
Yep. But yeah,
No,
the guy,
it
the gun
was
store
basically
guy behind the
interchangeable.
counter at the gun store,
it was
he
Smith and
sold me
Wesson.
on it by telling me, "Oh, it's basically a Glock for $300." Oh well, heck yeah, I'm a poor college student. I'm gonna do that. So anyway, so we had janky stuff, man. Mossberg Persuaders that were all half rusted because we got them at the
No.
pawn shop. Good old Missouri boys.
That's I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. And so I remember this. I never knew his name, but like you never know where paying it forward's gonna go. We had the jankiest freaking guns, and there was an old dude that would hang out at the range wearing bib overalls. I am not making this up. So think about like Uncle Jesse from Dukes of Hazzard in your mind, okay?
Okay, I'm
And
there.
every time we would have one of our stupid guns screw up, he would mosey on over and he'd be like, "Oh, that's all right. Your scope mount just got a little bit loose. That's not a problem." And he'd kind of, "Well, is it in this pocket or oh, there it is. I got a multi-tool here that's got some Allen heads on it. And, oh, look at that. It fit right in there. Okay, I need you to push forward on that scope now, and I'm going to tighten it down for you." And he was like this kind, we literally called him, my friends and I, my college friends and I, we called him the good gun fairy.
Dude, that's awesome.
Because he would
I
just
have a
pop up out
goal
of
in my
nowhere and
life
fix
now.
he would pop out of nowhere and fix our janky junk and be like, "Okay, y'all be safe now. Don't point it at nothing. Doesn't need a hole in it."
He's just waiting for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Just waiting for one of us to blow our foot off because we were
He's
college
like,
kids.
all
We
right,
didn't know.
well, I'm here
Yeah.
to help.
Right.
Oh,
And,
I
like,
love that.
26 years later, whatever it is now, like I still remember that guy. Never knew his name, but he's the
Yeah.
good gun fairy. Like it's so be a bro to people at the range. Be a bro. Be a good gun bro to people online. When a guy posts, I'm in some Facebook groups because people ask optics questions, and I like to be Johnny on the spot with an answer. And there'll be some Facebook group that's like, "Hey, post your ARs or whatever," and some guy will come in all excited, and he's like, "Oh, I just bought this, Smith and Wesson AR. What do you guys think?" And of course, they get dogpiled on, And I'm like, man, we all started somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was a
Mine
time
was a
when,
stag.
yeah, is it going to work? Is he going to learn? Is he going to build a skill set? Maybe buy something better in a couple of years? Not if you run him out of town for being a poor right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna get discouraged. He's gonna decide that these people are jerks and that this isn't for him. Be a good gun bro. The people that supported me and that helped me out over the years, and that gave me a second chance at things. I owe them my career and more. Um, People ask me, "Oh, how can I get a job like yours? I want a job like yours." I'm like, "Man, I don't even know how to tell you how I got this job. I don't even know how to like relate to you how far I've come in my life that I ended up here. It's crazy. It's not repeatable. It's not something where if you just follow my 10-step plan, you can do what I did."
I don't recommend this line of work. This
No.
line of life. This progression's a little crazy.
I feel lucky, and I feel gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful. I love my job and I love what I do, and it goes right down to the core of who I
I
am.
can identify with that.
But like, yeah, I owe a lot to people like the Good Gun Fairy, man. Just you never know how a little bit of positive influence is going to help somebody out.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in a better place
Yeah.
10 years from now. Maybe they still remember you, you know?
My dad sometimes says it's not. He says it's not always about you. You know, sometimes you're here to help somebody else's story along. And I always thought that was a really nice way of putting that.
Yep.
Like
We are not always
sometimes-
the main character in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. Interesting.
So what do you guys do? We've talked pistol shooting all night. Are you guys doing anything other than pistol? Are we just doing pistol stuff? You guys got any of the bigger? What do you like to do?
I haven't done a lot of rifle stuff recently because I'm just trying to get back into shooting, performance shooting as a whole. And I'll be honest, when I shoot, it's usually at lunch. So like I could schlep one of my rifles to work, but rifles like 5.56 is so much more expensive than just some 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like,
I think that's why
But-
PCCs are so popular.
Yeah.
yeah. And I was thinking about making like a 635 or whatever the 9mm Colt SMG thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it would
every
be the most
time-
shootable thing, but
Every time I go past the Poor Meadow State Armory booth, which they had at NRA, I look at they have the H&R ARs now.
that's what I
That's
was
like their
thinking.
retro
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
want,
I
want,
like 'em.
want.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
I want
so
that one
cool.
and that one and that one. They got like six different rifles on that rack, and I've got the hots for every single one of them. I must be getting old. I like the retro stuff more and more now, and I know I'm
know
not
it.
the only one.
Every time I look at their stuff, it's just, I mean, I don't really have, now I do have a PSA AK, but I would say it's been only recently that I've even looked at PSA's website and been like, man, I got to spend money here. Because they have some,
They're killing
yeah.
it.
Yeah. The
they are
retro stuff
really,
is
really
cool.
doing really well. Yeah. Like they did the cleat rifle. I mean, it wasn't actually integrally suppressed, but it was still fucking sick. Like, I think it's kind of neat. They had the FBI rifle. They have the DOE carbine. Or DOE SMG.
I mean, they're
I
they're
think
bringing
that's kind of
against the
sick.
market that they know people want.
Yeah.
They're listening to
mean,
their
it did-
customers, and they're making stuff that people will actually spend money on. And God
Unpopular
bless 'em.
opinion. Unpopular opinion. They killed the cloner market, and I love it because all those people were insufferable. At least during the pandemic, all the Redditors were like, "Well, you're absolute trash." It's like, bro, I just like how they look. I just want a carry handle upper, and you're making this so difficult. Everybody's like fucking gouging these carry handle or the actual parts. And they're like, no, and like gatekeeping all these awesome parts. And if PSA is like, hey, you know what? If you want something that looks cool, here you go. Like just completely undermined the entire market, which I think is hilarious. But at the same time, bit of a bummer because it did sort of also kneecap how cool it is to have legitimate parts, even though it does make me butthurt.
I mean, it's cool, but I mean,
irrationally butthurt, by the way, I will admit.
I think it goes back to like just like being a gun bro. You know, it's like that whole cloner market.
There's no gun bros in cloner wars.
No,
man. Have you
it's just-
seen ARFCOM and those guys? They get serious about it.
I mean, somebody can have like a fucking authentic thing and then still like dogpile on them somehow.
I think you I'm sorry, you misspoke. It's autistic thing is what you're looking for.
Yeah,
But again, like I'm not okay. So this is really what it boils down to me. Why am I shooting Turkish-made pistols and an Echelon and a Walther, and I don't have an Atlas. I don't have a Laugo Alien, right? I'm not a pride in ownership kind of guy. I'm a pride in performance kind of guy. I'm way more impressed with a guy like Caleb Giddings who can whoop my ass with a 6-shooter Taurus, or a guy who beats me in competition with a Glock 19. That guy impresses me. I'm not so like for me, a Harley Davidson motorcycle in my garage over my shoulder gathering dust because it's low mileage and pristine condition and its original condition is not really an interesting thing. Oh, it's a, all original Harley from blah, blah, blah year. So freaking what? Not that interesting to me. Now, a Harley on the road doing a road trip to the Grand Canyon with my wife on the back, and we're going to stay in an Airbnb and we're going to eat some really good food and we're going to experience some things together. Much more interesting. It's not that I own an expensive thing. It's what can I do with the expensive thing, or what can I do with the cheap thing? There's so much content right now in the gun world that basically boils down to, I have an expensive thing. Congratulate me for my ownership of said thing. Okay, fine. Golf clap. Good for you. You spent
That's
money
what stood
on a
up the
thing.
night vision market.
Good for you. You spent money on the thing. All right. Are you
Yeah.
happy? For me, it's like, again, like, well, okay, so I don't know why this popped in my head, but it did. Craziest performance I've seen all year. We came out with a Gideon Pebble, which is direct mount to Bodyguard 2.0, right? So you drive out the rear sight, you drive in a rear sight mount, you put the Pebble on the mount, and it conforms to the top of the slide. So you have it's like a red dot, but smaller on a gun, but smaller. And it's got 10 brightness settings, and 2 of them are night vision compatible, because that's kind of how we do all of it, and the rheostats are that way, and we buy them in bulk, and so like, why would we not have it be night vision compatible? It doesn't cost us anything extra. So we've got 8 daylight visible settings and 2 night vision settings. Okay, fine, whatever. A guy sent me a video of him ringing steel at like 50 yards under nods with a Bodyguard 2.0. That's freaking cool. That's like the neatest performance I've seen in a minute. A dude with a 380 pistol that's like smaller than the palm of my hand, and you can hear the travel of the bullet. Pow! Ding! Pow! Ding!
That's awesome.
Because the target's that far away and he's under nods with this thing. Okay, now you have my interest. That's way more interesting to me than some clone gun that's like, oh, hey, this is my Mogadishu special from 1993 and it's unfired. Oh, cool. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does.
The experience and the performance is the cool part.
Cloning is really cool to me when I can't sleep and it's 4 a.m. and I'm on ARFCOM surfing, like for the most obscure SR25K battle rifle build, but that is less fun when I want to shoot the gun. So it's really cool in theory, but I mean, I'd have to. That's kind of like what I've been telling. Like, I don't necessarily recommend buying an American-made AK. I bought a PSA AK-104 because that's my favorite assault rifle, and I'm not going to buy a Bulgarian and then make it into something else, because that's a lot more money than just going, hey, here's $1,000. It's pretty close. It looks pretty cool. It has plum furniture. It does what I want it to do, and it's an experience. I'm getting an experience I would not have otherwise had, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Do you enjoy shooting it? Is it running for you? Is it a Jam-O-Matic, or does it run? It actually works.
It hasn't actually technically had a stoppage, although it was very close under high speed. I think it's under gas because I think the gas block is kicked a little bit, but it's also a toy, so I don't really care.
What
So,
is
I mean,
it
I
a
play with
7.62
it.
gun? 7.62
Yeah.
gun? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's 7.62. I love it dearly. It technically hasn't had a stoppage yet, but I think it's more of like when, not if. It's like you can kind of just tell the gas block's off a little bit, so I think it's just a little undergassed, or it's very undergassed, which is perfect because it's very fun to shoot.
The
Well,
high
very
speed
soft.
determined that is the truth.
Yeah.
Bryce, there's only one thing to do: hang a can off the end and increase the back pressure. Away we go.
Ooh,
That
good
is
idea.
exactly what I wanted to do,
Good idea.
except for
Except for
762 is no longer like stupid cheap. So for
Well,
me to
you're-
do that, I'd want like a 556.
You have to
AK.
invest some money into your thing there.
But you could take
But
all the
it's
money that
fine
you
now.
saved by not buying a Bulgarian and put a can on the American one.
Oh,
See,
But that's
what we
how
call
I ended up with a different gun.
That's what we call
Right.
salesmanship.
I
right there.
reinvested it
Oh, thank you.
immediately
That's
into
good,
another
Mike.
firearm. Oh no. Yeah, I still want to get a crank though. I think that'd be fun. I still want the crank.
Unfortunately, mine is in 5.45, so it hasn't seen action in a long time.
See, that's
I
why that's
have-
the only reason I wouldn't buy one in 5.45. Not because I don't like the caliber.
Oh, wow.
I built this for myself as a Christmas present when I had my own Class 2 and SOT back in the day. It is a Bulgarian parts kit, and I mean, I did everything on it. And I still have the original wood furniture and the everything to make it sort of the muzzle device to make it like the Bin Laden configuration, right? That's just over my shoulder. I can swap all that stuff out in 5 minutes. But this is the modernized version. Of course, it's got a Gideon on it, and it's a green dot. Where we go?
And
There
it's
we
got
go.
a terrorist brake on it. That is gotta be.
This is a J-Max brake, and it
Dude,
is
that is a shake your fillings loose brake.
I'm sure the people in that seat at the range are really
yes.
Holy hell.
And it's a J-Max brake, and this with a 42 round mag of 5.45 indoors would basically be its own flashbang.
So Kevin and I,
yeah.
when we both had AKs, more specifically AKs with muzzle brakes on, like 2-port brakes on the end, we could clear out outdoor bays, like entire 10 slot bays, just by mag dumping together.
I miss my Russian
That was
cobbled together AK because it would double on me,
Bulgarian.
and people thought that I was
that you
just
were
that
hot.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he thought he was like Chris Costa. It was just going full auto.
Yep.
It's like a
For those of you, for those
Uh,
of you in podcast land who cannot see this, it is a AK-74 SU with a 4-chamber J-Max muzzle brake on it and a 7.5-inch barrel. So it is absolutely burn the hair off of your knuckles. Ridiculous muzzle brake on this thing, but it does shoot flat. Hey, it shoots flat. I can shoot really fast splits.
Did you have a booster on that before?
Yeah, it's had the one that looks like a whistle.
Yeah. What difference have you seen between whistle and no whistle?
So, like, in terms of reliability, the gun doesn't care. The whistle has a little, like, expansion chamber in it that helps with dwell time, I think. Helps give you a little bit more back pressure. And the J-Max brake doesn't, but it has those 4 windows, so I think it's kind of obnoxiously, in its own extremely obnoxious way, probably creating maybe some back pressure just with those windows, the baffles in there.
Yeah.
But the gun does not care. It's reliable either way. It's flashy either way. There's no hiding the muzzle flash. It's got significant muzzle flash once the sun goes down, which for me is a feature, not a bug, because I don't care if I'm giving away my position with that thing. It's not really a fighting gun. I've thought about buying a can for it many times, but again, until we start seeing more 5.45 coming in from somewhere, I basically have a stash of. I just said it's not a fighting gun, so why do I have a SHTF stash for it? I'm contradicting myself in 30 seconds. So it's not a firing gun that I don't take seriously, but I have a stash of thousands of rounds just in case.
I think that's just a gun. That's gun guy etiquette, though.
It kind of is, man.
I don't know. I think you just like the gun, so you have ammo for it.
We've kind of exposed. We've exposed some hypocrisy just now, I'm afraid.
I don't think that's hypocrisy. I think that's normal gun guy behavior. I think it's a little different. I'll give you a pass on that one.
Yeah, I've never owned a gun that I was able to shoot or had ammo for.
Yeah. I mean, I even have. I mean, hilariously,
I have a Marlin I don't shoot.
Yeah, but the Marlin's
Where is it?
4570. It's
Hey.
upsettingly expensive.
So like I have, you know,
nice.
an N block clip, right? And there's another one over there somewhere, but like I have ammo in M block clips for the M1 Garand, and this is obviously the good ammo. I don't know if you can see how it's painted.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like, you know, if I ever need to stop a vehicle right now, out comes the
Yeah,
Garand, I suppose,
in
right?
a
I mean, I have the
in a
ammo for it.
fucking hurry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I need that engine block to throw a rod in the next 5 seconds. 30-06
I'm gonna
AP.
interest.
Boom.
This is a, yeah. This is a Bluetooth rod right through the front.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah, it is
fucking great.
kind of funny. Like, am I really going to take the Garand and go to war? Well, I don't know, but like, just in case, if I wanted to take
But
an
I
iron-sighted
can.
8-shot rifle to battle, I can do it. By God. That is kind of a gun nut thing, isn't it? It really is. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
but
It's a
I
thing.
think that is a shoe-in. Also, I don't remember who I talked to about this, where I was bitching and moaning that Nodak Spud had the backup Ruger American sights. Kevin, do you remember that? I think we were talking to Chris Baker, maybe.
Maybe Chris Baker.
I was wrong when I was like, yeah, they acquired Nodak Spud. We were talking about PSA. That's why I interjected with this. But I've been cruising their website, and by golly, if they don't have the fucking backup iron sights for the Ruger American to make them a scout rifle, holy shit, pickle. I love PSA, and I will not be convinced otherwise. I am so happy.
They're listening to people.
It's like, this is the coolest shit. It makes your Ruger American, which is funny because they just released another scout rifle, but then they still have the, I'm just,
well, it's just
chef's kiss.
It just shows
chef's
you
fucking
what can
kiss
happen
right
when the company listens to the people buying their product and not telling people to buy their product.
I am actually so
other
happy
high-end
right
companies do.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way.
Ooh, I just looked it up. Looks like Firearm Blog had a blog on it. Oh, that does look good. They look like Enfield sights.
Did they?
Yeah.
They did. You're right.
It looks like an Enfield jungle carbine. It looks way better than it has any right to. Why do I want that?
I don't
Gee
love
whiz.
the Mark IIs or the second gens. Just, I don't know. I don't like drops, or I don't like Monte Carlo where you like drop so low on or like in a stock. I think that I just don't like those.
So, Optic Guy rant for a second. Can we agree that we need to educate people on something? I need your help, podcasters and listeners.
Right.
When it comes to the ergonomics, when it comes to optics and how they are mounted, people need to understand that it has to do with where your eye goes behind the optic, not necessarily the class of gun that the optic is on. So I get people saying, I want to buy such and such. I want to buy a red dot for my shotgun. What's a good red dot for a shotgun? So in the olden days, back when I was a young man, in the olden days, shotguns all had drop stocks. They were all shaped like shotguns. You might have the occasional tactical guy that had like a Benelli with a pistol grip stock, but even that had a drop stock, and the mounting surface on where the optic would go would be pretty high, and you would want a low profile mount, or you want to mount that optic as low as possible because your head is low. Are you following me on this? Now people go, well, what optic should I get for my shotgun? And I can't give a pat answer anymore, because how many shotguns are there now that are shaped like ARs? A ton of them.
Yeah.
How many are like weird freaking like Steyr-AUG looking bullpup shotguns, where you now all of a sudden we have an inline stock where your head is up higher than the receiver rail, and we need to have like an AR riser with that optic, or you're not going to be able to see through it. But it's not that it's a shotgun or a rifle, it's the shape of the thing. So when you ask me what's a good optic mount for a shotgun, I have to go down this whole conversation with you of like, well, can you send me a picture of the thing? You
Yeah.
know, if you're not sure what you have, can you like take a cell phone picture and send me a picture of your gun? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what configuration it is. Because even if it's an 870, I can have an 870 pump gun, and if it's a Wingmaster, I need one kind of I need one kind of a mount. If it's got a you know, an Urbino, what is it, or like an AR stock adapter on it,
Yeah.
then even the same 870, all of a sudden now that I've got a tactical, well, look at the new Mossbergs that are basically, that's like $1,000 Mossberg now. How is Mossberg getting $1,000 for a pump shotgun now? But it's basically AR ergonomics in a pump shotgun, right?
Yeah.
So like we have to let the customer know that it's the shape of the thing that matters more than this is a shotgun versus this is a rifle versus this is a PCC.
The
Your
way it's
caliber does not matter
criminal
that
they
much.
didn't. It's criminal they didn't introduce those ergonomics with it like a semi-automatic. That's crazy to me. They're like, we're gonna introduce all this high speed like
Yeah,
usability with this gun, but keep it pump action. It's like, wait, what? What?
yeah.
Why?
I wouldn't be surprised to see next SHOT Show. You know, they're gonna migrate that stuff over, and it's gonna be
Yeah, the
they're gonna
Mossberg M4 killer.
Yeah.
you know
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
well, not if it's $2,000. Like
Hey, man, if it works, and
Gee
apparently
whiz.
the newer gen like semi-automatic Mossbergs are mostly
I'm hearing good things
somewhat
too.
functional. Somewhat
Mhm.
functional. That's better than the 930s and the whatever the fucking generations were before this.
Yep.
It's like
Nah,
it's like 500 rounds, and then they don't work anymore.
I'm a giant combat shotgun honk. I love, and if you
Yeah.
go to the website, you go to our YouTube. There's all this
Yeah.
shotgun content there. I love shotguns.
I
And
want
I
to start. I want to start practicing with my A300 more. I love shooting
Yeah.
that gun.
Ooh, are
It's
you
so
gonna
fun.
practice
they
more?
are so, dude, they are so effective.
Good
It's like a
idea.
cheat code, man. They're
Yeah.
so effective.
Well, and they're fun to shoot.
And
There's something
they're a
really
joy to shoot.
fun about,
Yeah,
especially
I li-
semi-automatic shotguns.
They're a joy
really
to
fun.
run well.
Yeah, I like my 590A1. It's fun.
I love semi-autos.
I've got both. I like them. I like them all. That's my
Yeah.
whole problem. There's only two kinds of guns: the ones I have and the ones I want.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel.
That's a
But-
t-shirt
Like, yeah.
idea.
But I know you know, some guys that are shotgun instructors that run real ammo through their guns. Like, you know, they buy 10,000 at a time, and then, you know, they order multiple times a year. You know.
Yeah.
And I asked a while back. I was like, hey, how are these new Mossbergs holding up? You know, they're like, are you getting them in classes? Are they going down? You know, how are they doing? Because I like to talk about, you know, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of the guys told me, he was like, yeah, man, I've got one of the new Mossberg semi-autos, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I use it to eat up all the ammo that my pricier guns don't want to shoot.
That's what you like to hear, though.
I was like, well,
mean,
that's interesting.
that's
yeah.
pretty
Like
cool.
when the
'cause
Fancy
that's
Pants
not
recoil
used.
operated Benelli M2, it's like,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't think I like this particular loading. Feed it to the shotgun, feed to the Mossberg. It doesn't care. It'll chew through that stuff. I've got a freaking
nice.
Talker Rev
Dude.
that's like that. I've got a
You know what's crazy is the Mossberg now they're shipping it with Magpul stuff. So like if they work and they're $1,000, it's like, okay, so what has happened to the value proposition here?
the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to, man. In 2026, like we've lost
Damn,
a third
dude,
of our
I was
value
gonna
since COVID.
Yeah.
I was gonna fucking buy a 1301, and
Mhm.
and don't get me wrong, I like a 1301, but I don't know. Have you seen the 990s, the Magpul SPX 990s? They have a high fenced fucking handguard, so like if it gets hot, you're shielded. Extended charging, extended all the stuff. Has the Magpul stock. It's
Dude,
cut
this
for
thing looks
fucking
sick.
optics out of the box.
Yep. This is a golden age for value. It really is, guys. It's a golden age right now.
Oh,
You could
dude,
get
I
some
don't
good-
know. Maybe I'll get rid of the A300 just
I
to
would-
get one of these.
I would
Don't-
get this 990. I would get this 990 today.
No,
This thing
I
looks
wouldn't do
sick.
that, but I would buy one just to have that because I think it's a competent It seems like a very interesting design in terms of like a modern defensive fighting shotgun. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't love the RMSC footprint. I understand that in terms of width of the receiver, and I
Yeah.
think they have adapter plates.
Why
I
are
think.
you so against little dots?
Because
I like
bigger
big
windows.
windows.
Are
I'm with
cool.
Bryce. I like big
Yeah,
windows.
but
I run on my home defense gun. It's actually an 870 pump, but I run a pump really well. And I have a
Mhm.
Gideon Granite on it, which is a massive window, because if I'm not trying to hide the thing, I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it giving me away in printing because it's on a freaking SBS 14-inch 12 gauge.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the biggest darn window I can find with a big old honking dot in there. And go to work. So all our stuff is shake awake. So it's it's under the bed right now. I pull it out from under the bed. It's ready to go. I don't have to fiddle with where the brightness buttons are. It's on daylight bright. Why is it on daylight bright? Because the shotgun has a weapon light. So I'm going to throw up 1250 lumens up on the wall, and I don't want the dot to wash out.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to shoot somebody in the dark without making sure it's not one of the kids.
Yeah.
So that dot's on daylight bright all the time, but thank you, Shake and Wake, it's not killing its battery. That's just where the technology's at right now. That wasn't a thing 10 years ago. Shotguns are amazing. My theory is that a shotgun is a fantastic home defense firearm when you are going to call the police and you need to justify all of your decisions to a judge and jury. They're an excellent choice. An AR is a great choice when no one's ever going to find out what you did, and there are going to be no surviving witnesses, and we're just going to go with the D60 drum. And like no one will ever know that you had to put 7 rounds into a guy. Then the AR is awesome. But the shotgun is the best for when I have to explain to a jury, or when my attorney has to explain to a jury that the bad guy has 16 holes in him because I pulled the trigger twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came at me, Your Honor, wearing a ski mask with a machete raised over his head, and I thought, this guy's going to machete me to death. So I pressed the trigger twice, and he fell down. 16 holes. Try that with an AR.
That's why his chest
why did you
is on
shoot
my
him?
wall.
Why did you shoot him 16 times? Because I went bang bang. That's why. Only a shotgun does
shotguns
that.
are
Only a shotgun can do
remarkably
that.
efficient.
Yeah.
Efficiency. I love it.
So I want to in court. I want to defend my decision making process as little as possible with the highest amount of effect on target as possible. Yeah, shotguns the best at that.
Too many things I want to do. I want to shoot long range, but then I also want to shoot shotguns, and then I want to shoot rifles. And I'm like,
you need to be independently wealthy.
Competition shooter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's I just need to win the lottery, boys.
I just need to make more money. That's the problem.
Yep. That is in fact the problem. Started at the bottom.
That is the issue.
Started at the bottom, and then here we are, boys. Still close to the bottom.
Fucking nothing's happened.
Yep.
Oh God. All right. Well, Mike, it's always a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming on again. I mean, honestly,
I had fun. So
we always enjoy you, sir.
Yeah. No, I think we good messages tonight, man. Like good talking about training stuff and mindset and being a good gun bro to the newbies.
Being a good bro.
And trying to help people like figure out what's going to work for them and get them to ask sort of maybe some better questions, and don't scare them off. Good stuff tonight, fellas.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good vibes.
Solid effort. But as always, we also would like we'd like to thank the listeners, you guys, for tuning in
on a lake.
On a lake. It could be Lake Bourne. Mike, where can the people find you so they can listen to more of the things that you have to say, or maybe buy some of the products that you hawk and sell to their
our products are carried by many fine retailers such as Aim Surplus and Palmetto State Armory and Optics Planet, and also our own website, GideonOptics.com. We have a growing dealer network. You might actually find a local gun store that's carrying some Gideon Optics in your town, because the dealer network's growing really nicely. If you are interested in being a dealer, we have no minimum buy-in. Go to the website at GideonOptics.com. There's a Become a Dealer page hidden in there. You can fill out a little form, and then Bailey will get back to you about becoming a dealer with us. And the dealers really, really like our stuff. We're getting really good feedback, which makes me super happy. But definitely go to YouTube and look up Gideon Optics, and take a look at some of the stuff that Bob and I are making on the YouTube. Bob does some torture test stuff where will he will do the drop tests, and he will break our stuff on purpose and see how many drops it takes and how many times you can throw it up against a tree and all that sort of stuff, which people enjoy watching expensive things break.
Everybody loves that. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones, real quick, was there's a guy named Desk Pop who was going really completely chimping out with a Mossberg 590, and he was smashing it against a tree to see if he could get our Advocate Prism Scope to break, and he broke the stock off the Mossberg and broke the shotgun, and then put another stock on it, and the optic had held 0. So that was one of my favorite
That's
torture
awesome.
tests. Yeah. Once he repaired the shotgun that he'd broke on a tree, my optic was fine. So that was a good day for Mikey. I was like, whew. So yeah. So anyway, go to YouTube. There's other YouTubers that are covering our stuff, but GideonOptics.com, Gideon Optics on YouTube. I sure would appreciate you taking a look at what we're doing there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again, sir. We'll definitely have to have you back on the show. We love having you. And we also would like to formally thank the listeners, because we couldn't do this without you guys. We couldn't go to SHOT Show. We couldn't meet these amazing people that come on our show and give us the time of day and tell us some interesting stuff and learn us some knowledge. I like learning knowledge.
Knowledge has been learned.
It has. Messages have been conveyed, ideas shared, all good things. All the passage, knowledge transfers, if I'm feeling cringy.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge transfers. But
yeah, finally,
once again,
get out of the house and go take a class.
there you go. Touch grass. Touch grass, bitches. But yep. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna roll the outro. Seriously, thank you. We love you. Comment, subscribe, leave reviews. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Very cool. You should like and subscribe.
On Facebook and Instagram.
And Twitter and Spotify. You should listen there too. If you
aren't they
heard
listening
this on
to this on Spotify right now?
Well, they could be, but there's also YouTube podcasts, so all of the places.
We always forget where we post this stuff.
We don't know where this is. Thank you for listening wherever you're listening to, but you should also like the other places that we are. And
Who are we, and what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know how we got here. So thank you for letting us talk directly into your ear holes.
Right to the brain.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Adios.